How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, July 25th. We are 2 days away from start of bear baiting season. We can put bear bait out on Saturday the 27th, and I think opening day of hunting over bait is the 26th or 7th of August. So we have about a month that we can bait before we can hunt over it, and this year I decided to switch it up and find a new spot to put my bait. My usual spot that I've been hunting over the last few years is about 45-minute drive from my house, so it's about an hour and a half round trip, and I have to check my bait about 3 times a week, so it takes a lot of gas and a lot of time to do that. So I decided to find a place closer to my house. This spot that I got picked out, I came out here the other day and checked it out. It's a lot less of a drive from my house, but I have to carry my bait buckets from the truck to the bait site about 3 times as far as I did at the other spot, so it's kind of a toss-up. It's a lot less of a drive, but a lot more of a walk. But like I said, the day after tomorrow we can put bait out, so I figured I'd come in here today and clear some stuff out. I just got a pair of brush cutters with me, and I'm just going to clear out some bushes, and I pretty much have my tree that I want to put my barrel on and the tree that I want to put my tree stand in all picked out. So I'm going to get down in here and clear some stuff out and basically just get it ready. I might bring my barrel out here and set it up. Obviously can't put any bait in it yet, but I'll have everything out here, so when I do come out Saturday, I should just be able to bring my bait buckets out and a camera. But this spot that I'm headed into is just kind of a ridge. There's a little brook run right here in front of me, and then there's a ridge, and on the other side of the ridge is a kind of a swampy area, and right around the edge of it's real thick. This actually was logged off probably 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, but right around the edge of the swamp they left everything, so it's real thick right in there. It makes a good spot for the bears to sneak in and get to the bait. So we're going to get down here and get cutting some brush and moving some stuff around and get her set up. Alright, well, I made it out to my spot that I had picked out from the other day when I was out here looking around. Basically this tree right here behind me, it's a maple tree right on the edge of this hillside. You got this tree right down in there. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but trees down there that I've got kind of picked out. It's probably about 25 yards from here, and as you can see, this has kind of been cut out through here. It's actually an old skid road coming down through. It's all grown up with raspberry and blackberry bushes, and you get this strip along the edge, and just on the other side of that, probably about 80 yards from where I am right now, there's a swamp area, and it's not very big. It's about the size of a football field. Actually, one end of it is right down here where a brook runs out of it, and probably about 100 yards up that way is where the brook runs into it. So I think it's going to be a good spot for the bears, but I'm basically just going to kind of get rid of some of these branches right here so I can get up in this tree. See down over to this kind of dark spot right here is pretty much where I'm going to put my bait barrel. I got a couple branches hanging down out there that I want to get rid of. Maybe trim some of these higher bushes that are sticking up. I don't think they'll really be in my way once I get up in the tree. I should be able to see right down over the top of that stuff, but I am going to take these brush cutters and get cutting some brush. Well, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do it, but I ended up having to walk back to the truck and grab my pole saw and a set of climbing sticks. There's some stuff up here that's going to be, I'm only going to get probably 12 feet off the ground here because I'm already elevated about 15-20 feet above where my barrel's going to be. But there's some stuff up here that I would either have to climb up the tree and cut with the brush cutters, or I might be able to just get it off the ground with the pole saw, but I had to go back and get that stuff. So I'm probably going to just set up my climbing sticks anyway while I have them out here. I'm going to get this stuff trimmed out of the way so at least my shooting lane from my tree stand down to my bait will be cleared out. I won't have to, hopefully won't have to bring any of these clippers or anything, brush cutters or pole saw back out here Saturday when I come out to finish setting up this bait site. So I am going to get trimming some branches. Well, I got some stuff, most of it I think, trimmed out of my way with the pole saw, but pretty sure I'm going to have to get up there on my climbing sticks and make sure I have a good view and keep trimming anything else out that I need to get rid of. It is hot and humid, of course. It's been raining for 2 or 3 days, and it was kind of overcast and breezy this morning. It was kind of nice, and I waited till about 1:30 this afternoon to come out here, and now the sun's out, and it's about 90 degrees and humid, but pretty much got everything done I'm going to do for today. I got my barrel set up. I'm using the same barrel that I've been using for the last couple of years, and I am going to be sitting pretty much right there in that little opening. It's about a 25-yard shot down over here. I've got my climbing stick set up there, but I might have to get rid of a couple more branches. That one branch that's sticking out, if I can point it out, that one right here on the left side of that tree that's sticking up, I'm going to be sitting just below that. So I think some of this, probably some of this green stuff that's still up there, I might have to get rid of that Saturday, but I'll be back in here at some point on Saturday with probably Chuck and Jake. We're going to set up all 3 of our bait sites, and of course they're all in different areas. But the only thing I have left to bring in here pretty much is a couple barrels of bait. I'm not even going to bother setting my stand up yet until I start getting bears on the site and see whether it's going to be any good or not. I got to bring in a couple buckets of bait to throw in here, and probably scrounge up some logs to stuff in the end of the barrel to keep the raccoons out. And I'll end up putting a camera on this thing, obviously, to see what's hitting it. But until then, I'll probably bring you guys back out here Saturday and probably go do some filming while we're setting up Chuck and Jacob's sites too. But I am going to head back to my house and go for a swim in the pool because it is hot and I'm sweating. So we'll get back at it Saturday. Alright, it is Saturday, July 27th, first day of baiting. Jake's over here giving me a hand. We got a spray bottle. I put some of this snow cone flavoring syrup in here, about 2 inches in a spray bottle, and then fill it up the rest of the way with water. Got a thing of strawberry syrup to dump on the barrel, and I can open this thing. Hold that for me. Get this thing back open. Going with some leftover Oreo cookies from last year. I also have a bunch of cake and cupcakes and stuff in another barrel we're going to be using. I actually forgot that I had all that stuff, so we're going to head over to the bait site and get this stuff all set up. I think I'm going to wait to set up my tree stand just to make sure I get some bears on this bait before I bother setting everything all up. But we're going to bait the barrel, get some logs in it, and throw up a camera and see what happens. Alright, we made it out to the bait site. Climbing sticks are still in the tree, and the barrel's still strapped to this tree, so that's good. Not that I expected anybody to find it out here, but we need to round up some logs for the barrel. This thing weighs a ton right here.
Well,
it's a hard one to get out.
I was gonna say, you'll have a fun time trying to get it out.
A lot of times I'll use like used fryolator grease. You can get it from local convenience stores or restaurants or whatever. They usually just throw it out. Like throw it all over the top of the barrel and your logs and up the tree and everything, and then when raccoons or anything comes in, they'll walk all through that stuff and then track it out through the woods and pretty much leave a scent trail coming back to your bait for the bears to follow. And we got a jug of slushy mix and water. Basically smells like super concentrated grape Kool-Aid. Spray that up high so the scent gets around through the woods. That'll bring the bears in for a ways around. That is pretty much it. I'm going to put a camera right on this tree right here next to Jacob. And hopefully we get some bears. My other bait site, when I first set that up, it only took 8 hours. After I initially set it up, and within 8 hours I had bears on it already. So I know there's definitely bears in this neighborhood. Put this down nice and low. Alright, well, I had to run back to the truck and grab a different camera because I set that first one up and I don't know if it got left on or what, but the batteries were dead, so we are all good to go now. Got a camera set up right there. Barrel's all baited, good to go. That tree right up there is where my tree stand is going to go. I didn't bother setting that up. I'm going to wait until I get some bears on this bait and then probably set up my stand. I do have my climbing stick set up, but we're going to go set up a spot for Jacob now. He is setting up a totally new spot in a new area. He usually hunts over either one of my baits or my buddy Kyle will let him hunt over one of his baits. But this year he's going to set up his own thing, so we're going to go get that all prepped up and ready to go before it gets too hot out. Alright, we just made it to the spot where Jake's going to set up his new bait. I think we pretty much got a good spot picked out. We got this big maple tree right behind me. And over here, just a wall of stuff. It's super thick all the way out through there. I think Jake's just going to kind of clear this area right here out. There's actually a pretty good sized pine tree back there that he can put his barrel on. We're just going to have to get rid of a lot of this stuff right here. But we're going to get cutting some trees and dragging them out of the way and get this prepped up for him. Alright, Jacob got his shooting lane all cut out. Got this pine tree right here we're going to put his barrel on. We've got maybe a, I don't know, 15-yard shot. That maple tree right there is where he's going to be sitting. So that'd be perfect. And it's super thick out through here too. We've definitely had bear issues in this neighborhood, so we know they're around. We're going to go back to the truck and grab his barrel and his stand and everything else and get it set up. What you got going there?
Little crushed Oreos and some, I don't know if those are Golden Grams type of cereal, and some mini marshmallows. I don't know what they are.
Yep. Looks good. I'd put them right in, dude, as far as just shove them right in there so they're sticking out, you know. There you go. Whatever makes it harder for them to get them out. That way you won't have to worry about raccoons getting in there and stuff. Jake's got the jug of molasses. I'll put half that jug on the logs and on the barrel. There you go. Get a little bit on the barrel and then save the rest for halfway through the month or whatever. Perfect. The old spray bottle and hose down some of these trees. Make sure you get it up high too. Yeah, that way it'll carry the scent.
Come get it, big boy.
Don't spray it by your camera.
Nope.
The camera's on that tree over there, so. Unless you want your camera to disappear.
No, what's that?
Well, we got Jake's site all set up. Just put his tree stand up. Wherever it is up there. Perfect, about a 15-yard shot to the bait barrel. We're going to get this show wrapped up, and I've got to go meet up with Chuck and help him set up his bait site. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll be back with an update on how the baiting season's going.